Hello, I'm Aiden. Welcome back to my channel. It's time for more Polybridge 3. It's been a couple weeks since I've played, and I'm looking to make some real progress today. We are wrapping up the Volti Towers map, starting off with arch support. 65 thou budget, road, wood, steel, rope, and this neat little car. This guy right here, Longhorn. 6 mass is like not heavy, but with a span this long, it's like kinda heavy, you know? Arch support. And we've got one little hanging thing. This whole crane, which you'd think is for construction. Nah, it's to make a bridge in the sky, specifically for me. Which is very kind of them to do, not super cost effective, one could argue. It's not my business to argue that point, though. I'm just the bridge guy. How much of an arch do I want to do? I would like to do kind of a like not a high arch, but a higher arch, and then focus on under supports, and then we'll I don't know. I'll figure something to do with this top one. It's gotta be something logical to do. Per usual, it will be a symmetrical bridge, by the way, too, which is fantastic. But per usual, the goal, as always, is to be top 50% on the budget leaderboard. That's the idea. Whether or not it'll pan out, no idea. No clue. I'm just looking to build a nice, happy little bridge. A bridge you could send home to your parents during Christmas, you know? Something they'd be proud of. That's what I'm looking for. A pride-inspiring bridge. You know? That's nice. It's not gonna do a hell of a lot. But it's a nice start of a support. These guys down here are looking pretty weak, so let's bolster some of them up. Maybe something like that. That's kind of fun. I only have 10 pieces of steel, so I don't want to get too crazy with it, you know? I'll use it where I must, rather than where I would prefer to. But this is a decent start. Like, dude's not heavy like a semi-truck, right? He's 6 mass. Gets a little speedy, though. He's not, like, super slow. The big question, the one everyone's been asking me. What am I going to do with the middle of the bridge? And it is an answer I've not thought of yet. I think I'll switch to trusses over at some point. Probably the point I left off would be most logical, I imagine. Because I want to divert all the force, the weight of the bridge, down towards the support I just built. I'm assuming that support is going to need to be bolstered by perhaps more wooden muscles, or maybe even some steel. Couldn't hurt. Although I don't have a lot to go around. And I'm looking to stay... Oh man, this might already be kind of high budget. Because that's just the cost of half the bridge. It's all the road, but it's only half the support. Let's see what it looks like. Copy, flippy, droppy. And it kind of... It lost some of the stees, which is unfortunate. Because of this side having this little notch, meaning a perfect copy flippy is not plausible, possible even. Regardless, the idea works. So the way I'm hoping this support goes is this is almost like a keystone of an arch or something like that, whatever they call it. I think it's called a keystone. And it's like a super strong point. At least it's hopefully a super strong point. But all of this arch diverting the force down to this road, which is supporting the bridge, which is kind of weird that the road is helping support the bridge, but it does, trust me. So the arch diverting force down, the road taking some of it, this first construction taking some of it, and then this bottom support helping out. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's enough. I'm gonna do something cheeky while I'm here. There are ways to make wooden rope work. Now in real life, that's not really a thing. Wood can only get so long as you can find a tree that is tall, right? So you'd have to find however long that just was. You'd have to find a 15.3 meter tree, which I'm guessing are few and far between. I'm not sure. I'll do the calculation in editing to find out what that is in feet for all of my Americano viewers, but that's a pretty tall tree. But luckily game logic just allows me to do that, and somehow it works. Now, 24,600 under budget is where I'm at right now. I don't know if it's going to hold the car, but I'm hoping the bridge holds itself. It does not. In fact, the game lagged. The game lagged pretty hard, simply at the thought of my stupidity, trying to make this bridge hold itself. Can I get away with a cheeky muscle? I'm guessing this bit is going to have to be steel. But if I can get away with a cheeky muscle, I'm absolutely going to do it. Although it would be a shame not to use the 10 pieces of steel I was gifted by the Polybridge devs. Please hold itself. It does hold itself. Okay, that was promising. It held itself for a little bit of time. This was my worry, is like, only so much force can be diverted down the road or down this first arch, that the rest of it comes down here, and that's just not looking very strong. I'm wondering too if I could start to bolster this support here. Do something like that, maybe? So then this is a muscle here, and then this is just like a regular wooden structural support. The biggest issue I'm seeing is the fact that it's all wood. It's all wood. It's ugly. It's an ugly bridge, and I don't like it too much. But the important part is the friends we made along the way, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not the best guy. I'm not the guy for you. If you're looking for inspiration, I'm not your guy at all. Yeah, that looks about right. Did that help at all? It looks like a no. Yeah, it looks like a resounding no. Okay, that's pretty epic and cool. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to just make a steel support, which is fine. It's not what I wanted to do, but it's fine. But how would I best make a steel support? 'Cause this is gonna be damn expensive. Could start with something like that, just the under part of something that could be epic. Add a truss there, but what is keeping this from just simply collapsing? That's a square. You see, I made a square, which isn't what I intended at all. That's unfortunate. That's really not epic of me. But now it's a trapezoid, and if I've learned a thing or two, it's that trapezoids have merit. Trapezoids simply have merit, which is fine. It's fantastic, even. So that costs more. It looks weird, honestly. It looks weird, like I did it wrong. So all those weeks I spent away from Polybridge, did it make me dumber? The world may never know. Which is a bold thing to say, considering the world is about to find out. Simply about to find out. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. 18th thou under budget. Oh, the stress starts lower though. Dude, he made it fairly far onto the bridge though. To be fair, he made it fairly far onto the bridge. That's a lot of fare that I'm cranking out. I'm definitely gonna add a cheeky muscle though. I have more pieces of steel if I wish to use them. I don't wish to use them. And you at home, you lovely viewers, you shouldn't wish to use them either. Just on principle, really. It'd be easier if I did. But I'm gonna not. What the Wait. Really? So the bridge works, but this guy just breaks? Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, it took my brain a while to think about why that would be. The steel, which is supporting the bridge through the arch that I built, is being held up by that piece of wood. So conversely, something Isaac Newton's laws of physics, the force being diverted down, which of course is split at this node, is being held up in part by this. Is my understanding of that. So it's looking rat's nesty. I get why it breaks now, at least in my mind. I could be wrong. That assessment of what just occurred in front of my face and eyes could be incorrect. If anyone out there has a better understanding of physics and bridges than I, feel free to let me know in the comments. It's always good to learn, especially when I so confidently thought I had it. But I think I had it. Stress stays low. Nah, that's just good. She's good now. Fairly far. I think I was still almost 17 grand under budget. Did I? I did the thing. Even after taking weeks off, I still got it. I'm still the mad triangler, baby. Top 21%. Let's freaking go. Heavy bridge, I will say. 43, almost 44 polygrams, which I'm guessing is the equivalent of tons. I'm not actually sure. High stress, I'll admit that. The stress leaderboards are always kind of fun to look at. Yeah, top 10 on the lowest stress. Like lowest stress, of course, unbreaking, under budget. People did it for one person did it for sub 30%. The rest are sub 40, which is still impressive. I'm not sure how. Maybe we'll see one of those type solutions in the gallery. Top 31% is fantastic. Coming back. The gallery itself could have some good insight though. Because I think, yeah, like on this first page here, because it's by most recent wins only, I see lots of rope already, which I thought I would see more of those like wooden ropes, if you will, that I did. So I did it for 48 grand. 40 grand. Okay. A fellow named Ubus99. Oh, okay, so they saved $8,000 off my design. I'm seeing why. I'm definitely seeing why. So immediately their arch is more steep than mine was, which means the road itself is more secure with a larger arch like that, which I definitely should have thought of. The under trusses, there's no wall bracing at all on these trusses underneath. They're not braced by the wall. It's all simply held up by these ropes, which of course were too far zoomed out. I can't tell if it's actual rope or if that's wooden rope. It might just be actual rope now that I'm looking at it. So just held up by rope, and then the under truss, which isn't braced on the wall in the slightest. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't have thought to do that, but not in the way like... Of course I should have thought to make my arch higher like U-Bus 99 did, but not wall bracing. My immediate instinct was to just make a support brace on the wall there. Quite fascinating. 64 thou, so under budget. Quite low stress. This might be one of the solutions I was just talking about. Of course, it's not one of the sub 40% ones, but still 62% stress is quite low. Rabid Turd. Very fun name. So it's not, okay, it's not straight across. They are under budget though. And a lot of these like low stress type designs have this like typical truss, big steel support underneath. And we have 4 rope supports too. 4 big rope supports. This type of truss work I didn't expect to see at all. At all. It's all squares, but all the squares are split up into triangles. I didn't think that type of thing worked. Clearly it does. Rabid Turd made it work for themselves. But that is really fascinating. I would have just assumed double layering the trusses would have been a safer bet than squares made into triangles. That's kind of fascinating. Interesting. Next level. Level 11 layers. 55 thou budget. Oh, ew. What? 55 thou budget. It's called layers, so I think I'm gonna be forced to make a double bridge, which kind of is what it is. 55 thou does not sound like a lot. Holy shart, brother. The school bus is 11 mass. That's heavy as hell, bro. Okay, farmer truck is less heavy. But whatever type of contraption I make here on the top is gonna have to hold 11 mass. Yowza. Okay. I'll make it work. I always do. We'll give young man here some road, which is great. I want to just... Here's where I'm going to double it. Because I could make a full, like, double bridge from all the way over there. I don't know if that's the right move. I don't know if that's the right idea. Because my thought is, if I make the bridge just doubled to there, and then maybe just bring it over the truck enough that that dude's gonna like be able to live underneath it, and then bridge down, I feel like would save money. I feel like that's gotta be the money saving opportunity. Oh, you've got, really? Are you sure about that? So blood is still in the way. That's terrible news. That's horrible. But that works. Dang it. It's hard to see the hitboxes of these little fellows, because they don't show up like the airplanes and helicopters do. Does that work? It does. Okay. Bueno! This is gonna be so ugly. I'm calling it right now. This is gonna be ugly. And then how best do I get dog down there? Is another question. Because I'm tempted to do this. I'm tempted, even though this part of the bridge is less strong because it's not an arch, if I make it slightly S-curve, then the bus will kerclunk less getting from bridge 1 to bridge 2 because of this angle. If I had just gone straight across, that angle would have just been slightly more extreme, you know? So that's at least my idea with that side. How to support it all? Couldn't tell you. No clue. No clue. I think, first and foremost... Ooh, you know what could be fun, though? If I do something like this... and make these little X's. I've made a bridge like this. I think it was the triple-decker bridge that I did that had this type of support to it. It ended up being fairly strong. So I'm hoping it's the same here, but that bus is really damn heavy. Like, super damn heavy. So, here's to hoping it pans out twice, because this wood is not super expensive. Like, builds like this aren't that pricey. Compared to the budget of 55,000, it's not that bad. It's more so just like I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain that this is really the play. But it's gotta be. If it works for a triple stack, it's gotta work for a double stack. And then maybe, can I get away with just doing wall braces? I have doubts. I have doubts that that's gonna be enough, really. I'm calling it right now. That's not it. That's not it. But I'm gonna lean into it and just let it ride, really. That part we can just do a little thing like that, and then that'll just help out a little bit. I don't think that part needs to be crazy strong. And then we'll just go top truss. We'll do a top truss and we'll lean into that support there. So it's essentially like making a nice cute little arch. Oh, do I want to go one more? Maybe I do. Kind of make it more pleasing to the eye. I don't know if that last bit I just did is necessary, but I'm going to stick with it. So we've got an arch, directing force down. This little brace here, I don't know if it's doing anything, but I figured it would help. A floor brace, if you will. God, I'm not certain. I've 25 grand to work with, but not really 25 grand to work with the goal of being as far under budget as I'm hoping to be. This dude's heavy as fuck, bro. Like, what the H? Is this even gonna hold bro? Is this gonna hold bro getting across? Or is this not even enough? 20,000 under budget. Maybe I'm being more frugal than I have to. Do the bridges hold themselves? Yes. Farmer truck? Looking good, looking good. That's fantastic. School bus. The first one holds itself. The second one? Gosh. Freaking heck. I was so hype. I really thought I was onto something. Okay. Let's do this. This could be an epic idea. Extend the floor brace. I can't do it another time. I can do it another time. Well, hold on, this changes things. So if I can extend that floor brace further. Oh, duh, of course I can. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. The road intersects with the cars because the cars want to be on the road. Of course it collides with them, and they don't collide with supportive pieces, so should have thought about extending that floor brace last time. That's my bad. That costs an extra $800, about $900, but I think it'll be worth it. I think that's the play, because we know Farmer Dude makes it. You know, I'm kind of proud of this bridge just in its looks. Like, it looks like a nice logical bridge. I like how it looks. Second half is gonna be more sus. Oh my god. That shit got to 99% for sure. Wow. Let's fucking go, dude. Holy. Hype squad. Absolute hype squad. Top 11% is awesome. I was 0.27% away from a broken bridge. I just snuck in there. Oh, my brain is so large and huge. Yeah, the stress leaderboards, bottom 2%. Hey, that's also an accolade. People did it for sub 20, sub 30. This Windstill fellow, I feel like I've seen their name here a few times on the stress leaderboards. Super impressive. Super impressive. Maybe at some point I'll have to try an episode of just doing low stress builds and see how that goes for me. Just because it seems fascinating. It seems fun to do. Top 11% budget is... I am flabbergasted at doing that so big-brainedly. 35,600 was mine. $19,000? Whoa, okay, Max. My dog's name is Max, but I call him Grumpo. Not that I'm calling you a dog, Max, but saying the name Max makes me think of my dog, so you'll have to forgive me for that. That's crazy. What? Dude, how long did that take to build? Notably, lower on the stress than me, which is crazy. And also like 15 grand less. That's nuts. So they didn't double any type of bridge. They literally just did one bridge. The way this farmer dude falls down, that makes sense. It's just big enough for him. His wheels make it down. The back wheels follow. The fact he doesn't flip over might be assisted by this top platform, which is big brain thinking. This is what's crazy. Just with the back wheel, switching over to just with the front wheel, and there's just enough traction to make this idea work. Which is nuts. If they had programmed the school bus to have slightly less horsepower, this idea I don't think would work at all. But the fact Max here pulled it off is crazy. Crazy news. Let's see here. 45,000, so this is about 10 grand more than me. This is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. So, two entirely separate bridges. Which is logical. It's like, it makes sense. It's what I think the devs were intending to have happen with this level design. But clearly it costs more to do that rather than making the second top bridge go from a different node there. I can't actually see if that top bridge is being supported. It looks like it's being supported by steel and then maybe a couple of trusses underneath. It's hard to tell from this angle. Garnet aging curved Aosi? I'll just call you Garnet. Garnet's design here is exactly where my brain went to first before I decided to do the second shorter bridge. Shorter? Very logical though. Very logical design. I'll give you that for sure. Tower bridge. 95,000 tower bridge. Oh, I see. We have to make a tower bridge. Okay, so this caravan is like 1 gram, 1 mass less than the school bus was, but bro is still fairly heavy. With all this like nodes being under, oh my god, I just realized too, there's no nodes at the start or end. So it's literally gonna have to be like tower bridge. I'm just wondering if I curve it down towards the supports, if that would be logical. Or if it's not going to necessarily matter that much. Because we have every support except for hydraulics and spring, which is fine. I wasn't going to use hydraulics anyway. Would have been silly. I'm not a fan of hydraulics. So I think I want to make a node, like a placeholder node there. And a placeholder node there. And then I have to figure out, do I want the road to curve or not? Do I want it to curve down towards the supports, which seems like an okay thought? But I don't know. Yeah, I think I will. You know what? I think I'll run with that idea. Curve the road down towards the supports. and then just go from there. Hope dude doesn't kerclunk super hard, and hope he can get out of there. I think he's got, yeah, decent horsepower, a little slow, but the horsepower should get him up this hill at the end. At least I'm really hoping. Now, how to support it is the biggest question. Because I could just do trusses on the inside, or the top side of it, but I would still need to support it from the bottom and hope that it doesn't like sway back and forth at all, which I don't think it will, but it could still add some stress. 95,000, so I'm given a lot of money, which is good. I'm happy about that. I'm just wondering, is it possible? Hear me out. Hear me out. If I do something like this, something like that. Hear me out. Knowing damn well it worked for that one guy, if I make a large quantity of squares, this has to pan out for me. There's no way this could go poorly. If I make a large quantity of squares and then turn those squares into triangles, which doesn't seem like it wants to let me, but I think I'm gonna just plop one of those there and then just keep on a moving, because this will make the road itself strong, which is good because this span is fairly long, so I want the road itself to be strong. But then the supports are going to have to be holding up a lot of weight, which is fine, I think. At least I'm hoping. But if I do this, because it worked for that one dude, and I am easily influenced by people who seem to make shit work that I never would have thought of. So we'll copy, flippy, droppy that. It looks wonderful. Kind of. It looks, it's actually just fine. It just looks like a big bowl. Like you could put a lot of soup in there if you were hungry. If you were really hungry, you could put soup in there. I don't know if that's how bridges are supposed to look. I'm pretty sure it's not. But it's not my job to worry about it. Even as the bridge builder, I don't think it's my job to worry about it. I'm not Mr. Soup, I'm Mr. Bridge. Do I want that piece there? Probably. Why not? Why not? We'll go up towards this bit. There. And we'll do that. That's fantastic. That's fun. It's fine and it's dandy. Turn it into a wooden muscle. That's a great idea. Can't do the same for that side, which is kind of whack, actually. Kind of whack. I'm not at all utilizing... Oh my gosh. I'm not at all utilizing rope or cable. If this ends up not working, this entire arch underneath could be turned to rope, because it's all under tension. Big brain. Could be big brain, but I'm not going to commit to that just yet. So if I do that, that's like fine, but it's really only supporting 2 nodes there. Although all the nodes are interconnected, they're all supporting each other. It would be nice if I just did this one more, you know? If I did something like that, that's kind of nice. It almost looks like a satellite dish now. Like this support at least. I don't know, I might be going crazy. I should have eaten food. It's making my brain all foggy. But that's like a okay support. That's fine. That's, you know. If you told me someone smart made that, I would be like, okay. I'm not sure I would agree internally, because I know that I made it, so just got that going for me. Ooh, this bit is further down. I want to keep with these triangles, this triangle type beat, if you will. Do something like that. I could do something like that. That's great. That's grand, even. And then I'll just turn them into fancy, fun little trusses. I'm still decent on budget. The fact that it's all wood is concerning to me. But the fact I can turn this all into triangles is a great idea, I think. I feel like. Right? Gotta be. Gotta be. There's no way this is a bad idea. Surely this has to work. $44,000 under budget. Does the bridge hold itself? Oh, it does. I see an issue. And the issue is that it doesn't hold the guy that I'm supposed to get across there. Perhaps would a wall brace help? It's worth putting in there. I'm not, like, sure if it will. We'll divert more of this force down, though, by extending the support over. Hopefully it'll take a little pressure off that guy by diverting some of the force down. I should have thought, too, that the beginning and the end of the bridge were going to be weak because of how little material is over there actually supporting. If he can get onto the bridge, I'm confident somewhat that the bridge will hold. See? Right? What about getting off the bridge? Are you good? Oh! The answer's no, he's not. The dude or whoever was in there definitely perished. I just didn't stick around to watch it happen. Disasters of my own making, can't bear to see them. What if I just turn you into, like, a muscle? Would that make you feel better, bridge? You filthy fuck. Did that change anything? His get on is good. Do he get off? It's probably a weird question to ask, but you know what? I'm sticking by it. Do he get off? The answer seems to be a no. A resounding no. How about another muscle? You think muscles are gonna help? They've never helped me. Pretty low start. I think the bridge started at 38% stress, which is kind of nice. But does it mean anything over here? He made it. He made it, and this little shartling broke. For some reason. For some reason, that little guy broke. You know what? No. No. I've changed my mind. That's a no. That's a no. I'm doing this steelless run. This specific percent. Just get off the bridge. Just get off my bridge. Don't break my shit, though, please. Why? Why though? Why though? Why though? What if I make that side larger? This has to pan out. Surely this has to be the solution. I just want to make the bridge out of wood. Let me make the bridge out of fucking ass. What a ass. What if I make it tiny? This has got to be. Get over there. What if I made it tiny? Tiny better? Tiny better! Oh! Size does matter, and tiny is the way to be. Why is the leaderboard broken? Why does this just happen sometimes? Like... Why? Something... Wait, no. Take me back, you freak. Why does that just happen sometimes? The leaderboard breaking like that. Get across the bridge. He makes it, and the leaderboard's broken. But why? Right? But why? Tell me, I can't believe this, by the way. That wind still dude did this as low stress as sub 12%. That's crazy. It has my stress logged. Why doesn't it have my budget logged? Like, I would be up here somewhere in this percentile. Won't tell me what it is though. Like, nothing broke. Am I fucking crazy? Does it have to do with this ending part? I'm so confused. Does something break? Gets up to 90 some odd percent. But like nothing breaks. Nothing broke. Why is my leaderboard broken? Gamers, if anybody out there knows what this means, please let me know in the comments, because surely I would be in this percentile right here. 54 grand and change, I would be in this one here, which is probably top 30%, I would assume. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what that means. How fucking absolutely weird. At least we can see how other people did it though. I did it for 54 grand, top 30%, I'm assuming, at least, $77,000. Oh, this is max again. Oh, fancy that. Good for them. So they were high stress as well. And you know what? It's almost the same idea. They spent $22,000 more than I, but it's like all triangles underneath. But instead of curving the bridge down towards the support to make the supports cost less because there's less room to reach the bridge to support it, they just went straight across all fancy regular people trusses. Strong, proud triangles. And as much as it costs, I could never hate a bridge like this. Couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Because as a triangler myself, I love triangles. And you've done it. Max, once again, you've done it. Did anyone do it for cheaper? How about you? Vatiet. Vatiet with the fall off. Okay, listen. This is just smart. This is just smart. $26,000 is crazy. So knowing that the RV caravan guy has good horsepower, this steep angle at the end doesn't matter. The RV's gonna make it up there. The drop off doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because you're landing on a roof. And the roof has probably infinite stability because it's just a part of the set. So it's just tiny little bridge, tiny supports for this bridge, because you're going damn near at a 45-degree angle, right? So most of that force is just being sent down here, and you can see there's steel supports down by these bits. So you only need wood underneath because all the force is being just sent straight down. That's crazy. That's crazy amounts of savings just from having the ingenuity to say, you know what? Fuck it. Just drop the RV. Drop it onto the other roof. That's pretty genius. I'll give you points for that. Well, unfortunately, unless one of you lovely viewers out there could let me know how to fix the leaderboard, we'll never know. I'm assuming top 30%-esque is where I landed there. But yeah, we got a little sneak peek of it while I was trying to fix the leaderboard, which clearly I don't know how to do. I believe this is the last level in the Vaulty Towers. Near miss. Next episode of Polybridge 3. Well, little game bugs aside there, towards the end, I thought that went pretty well. For a couple weeks away from making bridges, I don't feel like I lost any of the big brain ways, you know? So hopefully that continues. going forward, finishing off this level and then finding a different one on the next episode of Polybridge 3. If you like this type of content, smooch that subscribe button. Appreciate you.